Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes. William Ruto was today speaking in Mombasa and he made very interesting remarks. We cannot continue to operate in a space where those in power exempt themselves from paying taxes. Their day is up. Every citizen must pay tax. Even if they sponsor demos so they don't pay tax, they will pay. That's Ruto earlier today in Mombasa. And it's very clear Ruto is referring to Azimio's countrywide rallies. And he's saying those sponsoring those demos do not want to pay taxes. Upon Ruto making those remarks, some Kenya Kwanza leaders hurriedly organized a press briefing and they had this. So it's clear William Ruto is referring to Uhuru Kenyatta as the one sponsoring Azimio rallies. And that has been confirmed by those Kenya Kwanza leaders allied to William Samuel Ruto. And they have made it very clear Uhuru Kenyatta is the person behind Azimio rallies. And they are accusing Uhuru Kenyatta of failing to pay taxes. And if you listen to the entire speech by those leaders, they were also saying Uhuru Kenyatta has not been paying land rates for so many years. So the question begs, why now? While all along, Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta have been in government together. Why now? And in the event, or rather assuming Uhuru Kenyatta could have supported William Ruto's presidency, could William Ruto be talking the way he's talking? Where is the truth in all this, ladies and gentlemen? Before digging deep into that, let's listen to this story.
Now, let's start where we should. And the Office of the Directorate of Public Prosecutions has dropped a 2.5 billion shillings tax evasion case against businesswoman Mary Wamboi.
And in those few words that must have sounded music to the ears of Communication Authority Chairperson Mary Wamboi Mungai and her daughter Purity Njoki Mungai, whose legal wars with the taxman now coming to a close after a year-long battle in defense in a 2.5 billion shillings tax evasion case. The two, who are directors of Parma Holdings Limited, were arrested in 2021 in one of the many raids by the state to recover unpaid taxes that had amounted to billions of shillings. Following a communication from Times Tower, the DPP's office presented its prayer to drop the case. With that, Mary Wamboi and her co-accused walked free several months after fellow businessman Humphrey Kariuki, who was also facing charges of tax evasion, was also acquitted. Kariuki was facing charges amounting to 17 billion shillings. His premises were also shut down as the police accused him of being in possession of unaccustomed goods. The taxman's new chairperson, Anthony Moura, has found infamy when his companies Hardy Enterprises and Toddy Civil Engineering Company were implicated in a City Hall scandal for allegedly receiving irregular payments amounting to 102 million shillings.
Yes. From that story as reported by NTV, Wambui Ruto and somebody Kariuki, those are very close William Ruto allies whose tax evasion cases have been dropped in William Ruto's government. And their cases were running into billions of Kenyan shillings. Those cases have been dropped. And the man now in charge of KRA is another William Ruto ally who was also accused of corruption. That's the person now in charge of KRA. As Ruto is blaming some people of failing to pay taxes, he is letting others scot-free. That is hypocrisy of the highest order. William Ruto is not honest, not sincere with Kenyans. William Ruto is out to settle political scores with Uhuru Kenyatta. And in this case, it's very clear that Raila's planned countrywide rallies are sending chills and panic in William Ruto's camp. William Ruto fears those rallies. So anybody behind the scenes who might be supporting the Azimio brigade, Ruto sees that as an enemy. And in this case, it might be possible that Uhuru Kenyatta is behind the Azimio rallies. And that's why William Ruto and his allies are now attacking Uhuru Kenyatta. Ruto is afraid of the planned rallies. And this also just exposes a very confused government, a very confused William Ruto. Just some few weeks ago, William Ruto was begging for a very strong opposition, for opposition to actually do its work by oversighting the government. And Ruto was even in the process of creating the office of the official opposition leader. So you can see clearly that even that office William Ruto was creating was not to make the opposition strong, but actually to weaken the opposition. The real opposition is now the one we are seeing with Raila Odinga and the Azimio brigade. You are seeing clearly Ruto fears a very strong opposition. And the mere fact that William Ruto and his allies are also attacking Uhuru Kenyatta, that's also deliberate. Ruto knows that Uhuru Kenyatta is the weakest link in Raila's team. They know that by attacking Uhuru Kenyatta, Uhuru is the weakest link. Let me just put it that way. William Ruto and his team successfully portrayed Raila Odinga as Uhuru Kenyatta's puppet. And they ran away with that kind of a narrative, and it worked for them. I'm seeing a William Ruto and his brigade who are still stuck on that. They know that they cannot face Raila Odinga head on, so they are looking for a soft spot, for a weak link where they can use to attack Raila Odinga. The truth of the matter, that Ruto and Raila, one-on-one, they can't match Raila Odinga. So they are using the weakest link to attack Raila Odinga. And by doing that, they want to perpetuate the narrative of hustlers versus dynasties. That wakubwa fulani hawataki kulipa ushuru. That's the kind of a narrative William Ruto is trying to create. From the look of things, ladies and gentlemen, Ruto is now the president. Instead of crying foul, let him act. If there are some people who are not paying taxes, what stops the government from making sure they pay taxes? Why is Ruto prosecuting all these in public? Why can't he just act? Because he is the president and the law is clear, taxes must be paid. Why is William Ruto prosecuting all these in public? The truth of the matter, William Ruto is playing politics. He is not even serious about those taxes. He is talking about this is a plot to threaten, to intimidate Uhuru Kenyatta, and to intimidate other Azimio leaders supporting Raila Odinga. Ruto and his government wants to make sure those Azimio leaders or any other person supporting Raila Odinga and Azimio is silenced, is threatened, is intimidated. That's the game plan here. So I'm seeing a government that is not also democratic here. It's a government that does not condone criticism. That's also something coming out very clearly. But the main aim here is to look for a soft spot through which they can attack Raila Odinga. But this time around, using Uhuru to attack Raila this time around might not actually work. Because Ruto is now the president, he should not be crying foul. He should be acting. Kenyans are going through a lot of pain economically. William Ruto has been talking politics since day one he was sworn in office. Same to his deputy, Rigathi Gachagua. As I conclude, those remarks by William Ruto and those Kenya Kwanza leaders confirms beyond any reasonable doubt that this is a clueless government. A government scared. A government that does not know on how to handle the prevailing political situation in the country. And they think that by attacking Uhuru Kenyatta or by intimidating Azimio Brigade, they are solving this. They are solving the problem, which is very far from the truth. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. But just as I did indicate when we were starting, if you are watching us, but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. If you want to support us here, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel your support to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.